then you simply click on the agent portal, and that will pull up your dashboard, which looks like this. You should get familiar with this area. For example, if you've got a policy application, you'll want to, in the application process, you'll want to click on that, check the status, and take action if necessary to keep things moving in the right direction. To the left is the navigation pane. You actually can go to your navigation pane in your agent portal, select agent resources, and below that you'll find a lot of resources for agents. Should be obvious, right? But one of those resources is your training library. And under there is a enrollment instruction guide. Very useful. It'll help you. Next, click over on the left side where it says online application, and then the electronic digital platform underneath that, which will take you to your lead portal. This is where you will learn to enter leads for quoting. Once you start the lead process, we're going to just enter a bogus name, and I want you to do the same thing. Open up your lead portal and put in male prospect, male the first name, prospect, gender, zip code is very important. Make sure you either have an email address or a phone number. You cannot run a quote without one or the other. For this, but don't put your email address in there ever when you're running a quote. If you put a bogus phone number in there, just put 55555 or whatever. But anyway, this is where you enter the information to create a lead. Next, we will save the quote. And now I'm going to show you what to do if you ever want to go back and edit that lead.
Select the contact in your leads and quotes list found in your agent portal. In this illustration, the contact is Anna Damarish. Select Detailed Lead Info in the top right corner of the pop-up box.
Why isn't anything happening when I try to uncheck the box to update the email address?
That's because you must first select the Edit feature, which is found in the top right.
I see. So once selected, I can add the email address.
Yes, and you can make other changes as well, such as enter her home address here. Or, you can add other information in the spaces provided.
That's great. Now, I don't have to call Daryl to ask him how to do this, do I?
I hope not. Don't forget to save your work before returning to the dashboard.
The first mistake a lot of people make when they go to your lead portal, your list of leads here, and you are going to either run a new quote or you're going to open up a previous quote. The first mistake they make is they click on the name to the left. That's incorrect. That's where you want to edit that particular lead. But if you want to quote, you select this little icon which looks like a document. If you'll notice, one is gray and the rest, or some are gray and the rest are green. Green means there is a saved quote. And if you select the green, it's going to give you a choice to view current quote, which will be the most recent quote saved, or a new quote. I usually will select view the current quote because you can change it in there anyway. If you see a gray folder, that means there's no saved quote for that person. You either haven't entered a quote yet, or you forgot to save your work when you were in there last. This will lead you to the page where you enter the quote information. We're not going to go so much into policy design because we'll dig down into that later when I teach you how to run a quote. This is simply really just designed to show you where to go to navigate through your portal. I'm also going to point out this is where you can download an underwriting guide. You will know more about that in the next video, but I always download the guide, have it open, and here's some other tips that you'll learn about the guide briefly. And I apologize for the quality of the sound, a little squeaky, but it won't last long. It will be helpful though if you are running practice quotes to know that this is where you add your points from the underwriting guide. For example, if a person is a type 2 diabetic, you would add 2 points, which you would know that from the underwriting guide. And if you want to add a spouse, you add this here and make sure you put whether they're male or female and whether they're a tobacco user. And you can add the number of children. Here's a little tip. I usually put husband and wife on different applications altogether. You'll learn more about that why later. But this is where you can learn to run some quotes and practice. And before we wrap up, the last thing I'd like to show you is that back on your navigation page, you have a lot of resources. You can go here, look up what your commissions and information about contests. But we're going to skip on down here to agent forms. And I'm going to show you what you can use this for. You've got a lot of different resources here, but let's go down to actually sales form. I want to download a Health Saver Plus Gold brochure. I won't go through the entire portal because I want you to practice navigating this and become familiar with it.
Your lesson assignment is shown here. Please email Daryl your answers, which lets him know you are serious about your career as a professional health insurance agent.